Hello, good morning. Good morning,
Hello.
Claudia. Good
Hello.
morning,
Hi,
everyone. Excellent. It's lovely to see you. Lovely to see you again. How are you doing?
Good. Excited to do this first webinar together with Avask. After some small technical problems, we had to start.
Yep.
Sorry, everyone, for the small hiccup. But yeah,
Sorry.
very
Yep.
excited.
Sorry for the little delay. So let's just get things rolling. And again, a big thank you. We're really looking forward to presenting what both Octopia and Avast can do for you in your different markets with your different businesses. So if you feel free to just use the comments box, tell us who you are, give us your names. And again, don't hesitate if you have any questions, anything that you'd like to ask through the presentation, you are really welcome. So I'll kick off. Shall I, Claudia? Yeah. Oh, here we have some names coming in. Good. Good morning. Morning, everyone. We have Mary Haas in the background who'll be handling the questions and so on. There will be time at the end for questions and answers. So if you do prefer to wait till the end, you're very welcome. So let's kick off. Okay, so what we want to do today is really present a very important partner for us, Octopia. In the Avask group, we have a lot of partners that we work in order to make the ecosystem really beneficial for you, our clients. So we're very happy to have Claudia, who is head of partnerships at Octopia. We are working together on different markets, different sets of clients. And today we're going to show you how really our unique offers are combined and the advantages for you in what we have to offer and how it's important on the logistics side as well as on the VAT, on all of the compliance side, that we bring these offers to you and make it as seamless as possible. So Claudia, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yes, thank you. Well, you just gave me a big promotion. I'm partnerships manager, fulfillment, not yet Octopia, but thanks for the promotion. Yes, as Shona said, I've been with Octopia for a bit over a year now in the fulfillment team, looking to find and grow up our partnership network with the goal to help our sellers grow in their business, unblock certain situations or difficulties they must experience or they could experience when doing their e-commerce activity. And Avask, as Shona said, is one of our main partners right now because VAT is a very big topic at the moment, with us having multiple warehouses in different countries. So very strategic partner for Octopia Fulfillment, and we're very happy to be here today and introduce to you our services and our joint offer and how we can help you expand internationally.
Right, thank you. Well, we've got a great deck prepared for you. So we're going to show you the different sort of parts of rolling out the businesses in different markets. So let's kick off, first of all, a very quick introduction to Avask for the newcomers, those that might know Avask. We are an online specific company, tax and accounting firm. We have our clients coming in from all over the world. We promote all of our services globally. So today we're going to focus on Europe. We're really going to focus on Europe and show you what and how we do it in Europe, our onboarding process and so on for the e-sellers. So we'll show you here on this slide the size of the markets. So just to bring people up to speed, get into the topic and into the discussion and help you give us your sort of situations and your queries and that you have. So you see here the biggest markets in terms of e-commerce grouped together. We're looking at over 800 billion in value on the different markets. So these are our main markets for our clients. We're assisting them when they need to go into these markets, when they need to be compliant, when they need to be declaring their sales and so on. And also Octopia on their side, all to do with the marketplaces, with the logistics, making sure that the buyers are, delivered the products that they're buying online. So the next slide, I'll let Claudia a little bit of introduction here.
Yeah, we just wanted to quickly talk about cross-border trends in Europe in 2022, so already last year, because you will hear a lot about different country regulations, VAT requirements, logistic burdens throughout this webinar. And it is important to mention that cross-border e-commerce is something that is here to stay in Europe, that is growing, and that will affect you as a seller if we're trying to sell into another country. So just a few numbers. In 2022, cross-border sales represented almost 30% of all sales of the biggest, of the EU 16 countries, which are the main countries in the European Union, the biggest markets. That's a 5% increase when compared to the previous year, to 2021. So we see the growth is positive. Leading that growth are Germany, the UK, and France. Very little surprise there. Although we did wanted to point out that in the UK there was a small decrease, so they're at -4% growth, which is explained through Brexit and all the regulatory burdens that came with Brexit. However, the general trend is still positive. It's expected that there's a 12% growth in 2023 in cross-border. So sellers are still very much motivated to sell cross-border, to sell within the EU, because the restrictions are, or the European Union is making it easier for everyone to do that. Could it be interesting for you? The biggest categories are fashion, jewelry, and kids items, I believe, with 39%, and then home, gardening, DIY. Sorry. So when we talk about challenges that a seller might face, and which is a bit also the topic of this webinar, challenges a seller might face when selling cross-border, those are particularly relevant to the UK. Complex customs regulation, managing timely deliveries from one country to another, and complying with local laws and regulations. And this gives me the perfect transition to what actually Avask can help you with in terms of laws and regulations.
Exactly. Yeah. So looking into the detail, what really needs to be done in order to comply and be registered and be able to declare what you're doing in the different markets. These are just the main things that we offer, and we can accompany you with. Okay, so we can get your EU VAT numbers up and running in the different countries in Europe, UK included. Once you have those numbers, then you're fully compliant to actually declare VAT, recuperate VAT, any of your invoicing and so on that you need to get refunded on, and so on. So again, getting those VAT numbers is crucial to your business. We have a very big team on customs. Okay, so we have a large team based in the UK that will handle all of your customs, so that all of the merchandise in and out of the different markets. So there we get the URI numbers, we get the different specifics in place for you. And then indirect and direct representation. So again, that's when the shipments come in and out. We can be there for you and be, part of the whole process, so that your goods can flow internationally and come in and be delivered to the clients, and then get onto the whole logistics side. Okay, so yeah, these are just the main topics. So again, any questions, anything that you have that's relevant to you this morning as a seller in the different markets, please feel free to pop your questions over to us. A little bit, just to detail the services. You can see we have a bit of a journey with the clients. We can go into all the audits. We help a lot of our clients that are looking when their business is doing really well, when they're actually ready to exit. That's also part of our business, is accompany the client when the brands and when the volume and so on are important and they want to actually sell. So again, our teams are very capable in doing audits and carrying out the exercise of calculating the value and so on of your businesses. Another big topic here you'll see on the right side is EPR. So again, in France, that's REP. So this again is something that's growing. More and more markets, more and more countries are now looking to have the eco tax levied from the sellers in order to be able to have sufficient funding for recycling and that. So the countries that are obligatory in Europe at the moment are Germany and France, and the other countries now running their programs to start them up are Spain and Italy, Austria, and so on. So again, we are here to accompany you as the sellers to make sure that you can get into these markets and be compliant with the different legislations that are being put in place. So a little bit of a footprint. Here you can see our global network. So we do have offices all over the world. Well over 10,000 clients now with Avask. Avask is 10 years old. It's a company that's growing very fast and expanding as e-commerce is. So you can see a little bit the footprint here. So all of these markets will be able to assist you. And again, with Octopia, that's the whole matching of our offers, is to be able to bring you globally to the different markets that you want to sell into, that you want to ship from. So again, we've big teams in China, and our offers are very complementary. So we have our teams, both teams from Octopia and Avask, working together in China and over then into Europe. Customer service, I think this also is very complementary, because Octopia and ourselves at Avask, a big part of our offer is being able to have people available for you. So again, being able to reach out to people on the phone, being able to email us. You will have a dedicated point of contact all through the onboarding, right through the filing process for the VAT. You will have somebody with you at Avask from the beginning right through to when you're up and running daily with your sales. So it's a very big part of our offer, is to be able to give you, the people that are experts right from the beginning, the VAT requests, through to the compliance when you're filing, when you're doing your VAT returns. So this is part of our offer, and I know Octopia have the same strategy, is to be able to always have people available to make sure that the seller is being properly taken care of. Now over to you, Claudia.
Okay, thanks, Shona. So we're here to talk about Octopia. That was the title of the webinar. So I guess you're eager to know more. For those of you who have never heard about Octopia, it's possible, but you have probably heard, or for sure heard, about Cdiscount, or Cdiscount in French, biggest, largest French marketplace. It's not that known outside of France, but everyone knows it in France. It's the largest marketplace in France. And Octopia is a spin-off, we can say, of Cdiscount. And we do have to explain what Octopia is through Cdiscount. Because so Cdiscount existed, the marketplace was up and running. And we thought, well, we have all this experience and know-how in running a marketplace and launching a marketplace, managing all the sellers on a marketplace, and managing the logistics on a marketplace. Why not make it available to anyone outside of Cdiscount who could use these services for anything that is not related to Cdiscount? And that's how Octopia was born a few years ago, 2 or 3. I honestly, I now the numbers are a bit blurry. So Octopia are basically 3 branches that together create a whole ecosystem. So the first branch would be Octopia Marketplaces. So as I said, it's this technology of creating a marketplace for a retailer. Then we have this pool of vendors that comes from Cdiscount. We have around 14,000 vendors in our database that we can support and accompany them onto new marketplaces that we partner with. So we will guide them, and depending on their category and their needs, we will tell them where they should be or they could be selling to grow their business. And then the third branch would be fulfillment, which is what we're here to talk about, which is what we already have this infrastructure that exists through Cdiscount. We already ship millions of packages per year for Cdiscount. We have the warehouses, we have the transport partners. Let's use them for any other marketplace, for any other seller. And this is the real value proposition of Octopia. It's the whole ecosystem together. We're not just doing fulfillment. We're not just creating marketplaces. It's the whole ecosystem that we offer, and that our sellers and our customers can benefit from when really used in synergy. Right. So we can move on to the next slide. Exactly. So here I just wanted to quickly explain what the keys are to a successful e-commerce experience. And we will get to the point of really presenting our Octopia Fulfillment offer, but the whole context is very important, because sellers usually neglect the importance of delivery and of logistics when selling on a marketplace, or when trying to succeed on a marketplace. So they're very aware of product and price, they know that will impact their score on their marketplace and their ranking on their marketplace. Sellers, you know that you need to have a proper catalog, good reference product sheets with good pictures. You need to have stock, customer reviews. You know you need to have the best price, the lowest price among other sellers to win the buy box on the marketplace, which means to actually make sales on the marketplace. But usually delivery is neglected, and know that it has a huge weight on your score and your ranking on the marketplace, and and so ultimately on your sales on the marketplace. So marketplace, be it Cdiscount, Amazon, any marketplace, will have certain KPIs that you need to follow for delivery. So you need to, of course, offer free delivery. That's a no-brainer. You need to offer different delivery methods, also no-brainer. And in most cases, you need to offer international deliveries. All this can and starts to be tricky if you're not outsourcing your delivery and you're doing it yourself. All this will have an impact on your quality and on your score on the marketplace. If you don't score the highest on the marketplace, well, first of all, you won't have the buy box, so you won't sell. And also, if you don't comply with the marketplace's KPI, the marketplace may suspend you from selling, like from one moment to another on the marketplace. So delivery is really crucial. This is all related to the marketplace, but how about the consumer? What is the consumer expecting from you? Well, that will impact your NPS, your Net Promoter Score. And if we pass, please, on the next slide. This is a number I like to show because 85% of customers consider that a bad delivery experience would make them stop ordering from the site. What does it mean? So not only could you get into trouble with the marketplace if you don't do things right according to what the marketplace wants you to do, you could also just lose a customer. And the marketplace doesn't want to lose customers, right? Because the marketplace loses also the customer if a customer has a bad experience on that marketplace. So it's a big problem for everyone. So therefore, please, be aware, get the message that delivery nowadays is just crucial for your succeed on in e-commerce, and that companies like Octopia can help you with that. So we've talked about logistics. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, no, just the experience. It's like the equivalent in a restaurant. You know, when you have a bad experience in a restaurant with the service, you're not going to come back. I mean, it's as basic as that. So I totally hear you when you mention the importance of the satisfaction level has to be there. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. Thanks, Shona. So we've been talking about logistics, fulfillment, and you could get confused about what's a 3PL, what's a fulfillment provider, what's a logistics provider. The terms could be confusing. When we talk about fulfillment, basically, it's rather simple. We talk about the whole process from the moment a sale happens on a marketplace or on your own website, and it gets shipped out to the end consumer and maybe even returned back to the warehouse. All this process, in the middle, there is a fulfillment provider who is managing everything. Basically, it's centralizing all the orders that come in here at the left and all the orders that go out in the right. Everything in the middle is a fulfillment provider. And in this case, Octopia. If you can pass the slide, please. So what do you achieve when you outsource your fulfillment or your logistics to someone like Octopia? Well, you're going to make your life easier. You're going to make your logistics. Yeah. You're going to make your logistics much easier because you will have your stock in one place and you will manage both your stock and your orders also from one single place, which is in this case, our Octopia portal. This is common to any fulfillment provider, but I'm going to be talking about Octopia. So you will be making your life easier because basically you just have one stock in one single place in one portal to manage your orders. You will be also saving money and time. Why money? Because you will have access to more attractive price grids that you won't get to if you're negotiating alone with DHL, UPS, Chronopost, you name it. Unless you're shipping millions of packages a year, you won't have access to the price rates that we as Octopia have because of the sheer size that we represent, right, of our sellers. So you will be saving money. Which this also saving of time gives you time to grow your business because you will be able to focus on what you do best, which is focusing on having the good product pages on your marketplace and doing the right marketing, the right positioning. And know that you will also boost your conversion rate by increasing your clients' delivery options. What does it mean? For example, if you offer your clients delivery in under 2 days, you will boost conversion rate by 43%. It's not negligible, and it's something that I guess it's a bit hard to do when you're the vendor managing logistics your own. It's just too many things to handle. So maybe you don't have access to delivery under 48 hours. Well, with a fulfillment provider, you do. You will increase your sales. You won't be left alone. You will have a dedicated support team guiding you all along the way, explaining to you, well, shopping season is coming up, Black Friday is coming up, you're low on stock on these and these references that are your best sellers. Be aware, send us your stock to not be caught without stock during Black Friday, things like that. So you're really surrounded by a whole team of logistic experts. And then this is really, for me, the competitive advantage of Octopia, the Octopia ecosystem and the Octopia channels that I mentioned before. So Octopia works with many marketplaces that we've either created ourselves or that we've partnered up with, and that you as an Octopia Fulfillment seller can also benefit from. So it's a whole thing. It's a whole offer to make your life easier and to help you grow your business. Yes, Shauna.
At this point also, if you can just clarify, the e-sellers, they can do fulfillment with Octopia at the same time as they're doing fulfillment with other operators.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's not exclusive. That's of course, it's a good question. It's totally up to the seller to decide whether they want to give us 100% of their stock, or they just want to diversify their stock. So, for example, they could say, okay, I keep my Amazon orders with Amazon, so because I want to keep doing FBA, and I keep that with Amazon, and then I do all the rest because there's life beyond Amazon. I do all the rest with Octopia. Could totally be. Or I want to keep my own stock in my own warehouse, and I only give Octopia my best sellers because I know that the rotation is much higher, and I'm having a more difficult time managing the best sellers. That's totally something we can do. Of course, our aim is to have 100% of a seller stock, but it's not mandatory.
It can be gradual. It can be gradual too. Okay, very good. Thank you.
It can be gradual. Exactly. Yes. So just a few numbers about Octopia Fulfillment. We have over 15 warehouses in Europe. Most of them are in France, but we have a warehouse in Spain, in Madrid, and one warehouse in the UK, somewhere near London, that we just recently opened. Almost all our orders are delivered on time, so that's a almost 100% rate, which complies with any marketplace KPI. We're currently working with over 3,000 sellers in fulfillment. We ship over 10 million parcels a year to over 20 countries in Europe. So it's quite a large footprint and a setup that we have established here. Just as I mentioned, a quick map, so you have a visual of where we're located: Spain, France, and the UK, from where we ship anywhere in Europe, with express, standard, or pickup delivery options.
Okay, good. It's great to see you guys now in the UK and Spain, because these are really big markets for our clients. And after Brexit and so on, it's good that things have stabilized now, and that Octopia has moved the strategy also to have a warehouse there. So that's really good. And I pointed it out there just in the notes for everyone.
Yeah, totally. And actually, what I did mention, I said we have 3,000 sellers. It's interesting to know where they come from. So it's about a third. I would say a third Chinese. So if there are any Chinese sellers here, know that that's totally something obviously we can work with, because we help, as we will see later, with inbound transport, etc. Then 1/3 French, more or less, or 40%, and then the rest just a mix of European mostly. So when I explained the fulfillment process, I said it was something rather simple. It's from selling to delivering, but how does it actually work? So what do we do exactly in that process? So as a seller, you start working with Octopia. So you connect your shop to our portal and you create your catalog. Once the catalog is created with all your references that you want to give us in stock, you make a supply order and you send the stock to our warehouse. Once we have received the stock in our warehouse, from that moment onwards, everything's connected. We can start synchronizing your orders. So we'll start receiving the orders that you make on any sales channel. We will prepare them in the warehouse, meaning we will pick them from the rack. We will pack them in a custom sized box that fits your specific product. Boxes are, the packaging is non-branded, so there's no Octopia Cdiscount logos whatsoever. It's just a box, and we will deliver it to your customer. Once it's shipped out, you will have real-time shipment information with the tracking number that will go to the marketplace. So on the marketplace, because it's mandatory, you can have the tracking number of the delivery. And of course, throughout all that process, you will be supported by an account manager or the help desk who will help you in case you have any issues or questions or doubts. So quite simple process, so to say.
Right. Okay. So it goes straight to the buyer, huh?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Go straight to the buyer. Okay. So next
So
slide.
the last mile is included.
Yeah. Exactly. So just because we're talking about the portal, this is just one screen of the portal, but just to give you an idea of how it looks like, it's very intuitive and easy to use. It's not very complicated. You will be able to manage all your logistic activity from here. So you will see all your references that are in stock or sold out. You will see all the orders that came in with their tracking information, and you can also download your reports, invoices, and any financial information that you may need. Of course, you can also access the support system in different languages from here. So it's a very, very easy portal. And how do we connect to this portal? Because I've been saying it a few times. You connect your sales channels, but how does that actually work? How does that look like? If we can move to the next slide, please. Okay. So different possibilities to connect to the portal, and here they're listed from the most basic, so to say, to the most sophisticated. Yeah. So the most basic option to just send us your orders would be to upload an Excel file. And it may sound a bit archaic, but we do have sellers who are not very big, who do not big volumes, who do this. They just push an Excel file with their orders of the moment, and that enables us to send them to the warehouse basically automatically. That's the easiest way, but also a bit annoying if you have a certain volume of orders. Then there is API. I don't know if anyone is familiar with the term API, but basically it's just, to make it very simple, the language in which two softwares or platforms are communicating. So our API are public. Anyone can connect to them. So if you have the knowledge and the know-how on how to connect your ERP or however you're managing your website and your orders to our portal, it can be done. It's rather easy, but I understand it's not something anyone knows, and a small vendor probably has never heard about API, and it's not that easy to manage.
It involves a little bit of development, IT development on the seller side. So yeah, that's exactly something that they just have to envisage if the volume is there and if they need it. But more and more clients are connecting with API similar to us, to our portal. Yeah.
Yes.
And then CMS.
So the third option would be CMS, which is in our case PrestaShop and Shopify. So these are just modules that we have built into our portal that are basically plug and play, let's say. So if you have you're running your e-commerce activity on a PrestaShop or Shopify, because that's where you're centralizing your orders, or you only sell on your own website, which is on PrestaShop or Shopify, you can very easily on your back office of PrestaShop or Shopify download the module, and then you connect to Octopia. So that's really a very, very simple way to connect with us. Don't go running now, download the module. It's not available yet. I have to say, it's small print. It will be available in about 2 weeks.
Both of them. Which one?
Both of them. They're gonna be available by the end of the month. But know that this is a very easy option to just work with Octopia if you're on PrestaShop or Shopify.
Okay, right.
Then there are the marketplace modules. So what are these? These are basically connectors that we have built to very specific marketplaces, which for now are just Leroy Merlin, Leroy Merlin, and Fnac, right? This means if you, for example, you're only selling on Fnac or Leroy Merlin, or you only want us to give us your Leroy Merlin stock, you put your logins from the marketplace into this connection that we have here, and automatically we're connected to your Leroy Merlin back office and we receive your orders. So that's a very simple way, but it's restricted to certain marketplaces.
Yeah. Okay.
And then so we get to the last option, which are aggregators or integrators, which is the fanciest or the nicest, the most efficient one, because these aggregators on their end, these providers, they're already connected to anything that is connectable to all the marketplaces, all the CMS, all the back office systems, etc. So they already have that figured out, and they're connected to Octopia Fulfillment. So you, as a seller, you start working with them, and immediately, within even a few minutes, actually, if it's a simple case, you can be connected to Octopia.
Right.
The interesting part here, obviously, is that they offer other functions, other services than just transmitting the orders. You can have plenty of functions with them that actually help you with your business and with running your daily activities. So this is especially interesting for sellers who are on a certain number of marketplaces that become just too hard to manage manually. And then most of these sellers, they end up working anyway with an aggregator. So know that we are connected to aggregators, and then the connectivity is just very easy. So
Maybe
big picture of connectivity.
Maybe post webinar we could share, which ones are working with Octopia, just so that the sellers would be aware of which ones to actually go towards if this is their case and they use aggregators. Maybe we could just find out who Octopia recommends.
Yeah, so we're constantly, I mean, it's a working process. So that's a main part of my role, is to keep building these connections to aggregators. So actually, don't hesitate to leave in the comments, or if you want to have more information, you send us a message saying, well, I work with X, are you connected, or it's something we can envision to connect with them, etc. So
Excellent. Perfect.
Okay, so in terms of pricing, because that's something obviously that interests any seller, how does it work? I'm obviously not going to be showing you all the price grids here, because it can be a bit intense and annoying, but just know that we have it's a very simple structure with two costs. One is the warehousing cost, which is a fixed rate per month and per cubic meter. So that means that you only pay for the volume you actually occupy in the warehouse every month. Real-time volumes, it's calculated per day, and then at the end of the month we get out a number. And the shipping, which is a price grid depending on the volume and the size, and the weight of a package. Well, it will have a certain price. What I want to highlight about our offer is that it is competitive and very transparent. Competitive because we're especially in France and Spain, we're cheap compared to our competitors, so we stand out in that sense. And transparent because the price you see is the price you will get in the end. There are no hidden costs, there are no additional fees that add up to the picking or the box, the packaging. No, what you see is it's the final price.
Okay.
There are no monthly subscription fees, so it's a pay-as-you-go model. You have no commitment. You can pause or cancel the service at any time. So if after 2 months you're not satisfied, which shouldn't be the case, but you can just leave. You have no subscription. Okay. You also have no minimum order volume, so we don't impose a certain volume of orders that you need to make in a month. We don't impose a certain invoicing that you need to do in a month, so we're extremely flexible. This is also a competitive advantage for Octopia Fulfillment, so we can work with anyone and we don't set any rules, and it's very easy and flexible to just come and go and you try it out. And as Shona mentioned before, we have a free customer support. So this is also something that's particular to Octopia. We don't charge for an account manager. We don't charge for customer service. It's always available. So either you'll have an account manager or you will pass through the general support, but it's there, it's available, and it's free.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Yes. Okay, and so besides our whole logistics system that we explained, the fulfillment, the portal, the shipping, the orders, what do we offer to help you get started and to help you in your business? So for many sellers, the inbound transport can be a bit complicated because they need to ship from China, Vietnam, or somewhere in Greece, and they don't know how to ship to Bordeaux, where we have our warehouse. We have inbound transport partners for that, so you will benefit from our negotiated contracts with special price grids. These forwarders, they know how to respect our guidelines to ship into our warehouse, so you will be always sure to be complying with our warehouse rules, and you won't get any delays or extra fees for not shipping correctly into the warehouse. So here I do have to highlight that Avask is our partner for inbound transport into the UK specifically. And they are supporting all our sellers getting their stock into our UK warehouse because it can get very tricky to go through customs, etc. in the UK. So Avask is our partner for that. Then we do have in-warehouse services that could be very interesting, for example, for sellers who work with reconditioned goods, because we will have a special service to inspect labels, repackage, recondition products, etc. So we do have mainly Chinese sellers who sell reconditioned phones, for whom this is very interesting. For example, we already mentioned the support. Now we have the account managers. That is free, and then this is especially my part of the job, the partners ecosystem. So we will make sure that any need that you have in terms of other services that we're not specialists in, that we do have partners who know how to help you with that. So again, with Avask, anything related to getting your VAT number, filing for VAT in a certain country, getting a responsible person, things like that. We at Octopia, we don't know how that works, but we work with Avask to make sure that that's not a blocking point for you in your activity. Shauna, you want to take over here?
Yeah, I'll get back here just to the little bit the journey, and again, it just backs everything that you've been saying, Claudia. So to show you a little bit how the process works and where you start. So again, you'll be in discussion with Octopia, you'll be in discussion with ourselves at Avask. Together we'll get everything set up that you're going to be able to have VAT numbers in the different countries, URI numbers. So any seller in Europe will need one URI number for EU. Also, if you are working with the UK, you will need a UK URI number. So it means that you have a minimum of 2 of these numbers to be able to ship and to be able to sell and get goods through customs in either Europe or the UK. So again, we look after making sure that the combined efforts are getting your shipments in, getting through customs, getting cleared, getting to the warehouse on time, and then making sure that the delivery. Okay, so it's really just a whole road to travel in order to be able to make the process of the shipment of goods, the movement of goods, and making sure that your buyers, the consumers, are actually getting the products that they've ordered online with you, making sure that there's no stops, there's no pain points, so that you actually have to have your products online taken off or marked no stock or with some sort of suspension because you haven't complied with any of the regulations that are in place in the different countries. So we've kept it as simple as possible. Yeah, we've here. Yeah.
Yeah, to here for me, the main message would be that you just have, as a seller, you just have to worry about where you want to sell in terms of which country and which sales channels, which marketplaces. Once you figure that out, we can handle the rest. So together with Avask, we can handle all the compliance issues and all the logistics issues. So you don't have to worry about it, and you just have to focus on, okay, which marketplace is good for me?
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, so again, and it goes back to your market research, huh? When you've done your market research and you've got the analytics, you've got the data that's showing you which markets for your particular product and service are really the most appropriate in terms of audience, in terms of buyers. So again, we have that discussion with you. We help you decide if you want to go into one at the beginning and then wait, or you want to go into multiple, if you want to do a pan EU. Again, we can group countries together and go in as a pan EU offer. And again, then the storage and the shipment, then we align that to what your plan is. So again, these are discussions we can have. We can give free consultation calls with you. We can do it together. We can organize that you'll speak at the same time with somebody from Avask and with Octopia. To make it as as effective and as efficient as possible. So here you have our details to be able to scan, to be able to get in touch with us. We would love to have discussions with you to see what your plans are, what your business plans are, where you want to go, the timing. Again, on the logistics side, you have to anticipate, especially on the VAT side, you've got to anticipate just how long it's going to take you to get into markets. So let's see if we have any questions, shall we?
Yes.
So I think Marie-Grace is going to help us. I've got a question here coming in. Yeah. I'll let you, Claudia, with the first side on your side, onboarding process. How does it work?
Yeah, so it's a fairly simple onboarding process. Sellers do have to pass a KYC with us, but which means they have to provide certain documents of their company, like company registration, bank information, etc., to be accepted as an Octopia seller. But that could be as quick as 1 week, depending on the seller's reactivity to sending us their documents. And after, of course, in order to be active on the portal, it will depend on the seller, how long it takes them to create their references on our portal to send us the stock into the warehouse. So it's on our end, we can be very reactive. And since we have an account manager who will help them create the catalog and how to create the supply order, it could be very fast. But again, it depends on how fast the seller wants to speed through the process.
Yeah. Okay. On Avask side, it's a parallel. So onboarding in terms of contracting with us, it can be very, very quick. Once we've decided exactly which VAT markets you need and the services with that, we have our contract, our letter of engagement, and then we get the invoicing out very quickly. Then we have the part with the markets. So then the VAT process, depending on the different countries, again, turnaround time can change from one country to the next. So we have some countries that are fairly fast and then others that are very long. But sellers do need to anticipate anything from 1 month to 3 months minimum. Some countries in Europe, getting a VAT number, getting registered in a market can sometimes take up to 3 months. So this again is something you need to anticipate, as you would with your products, as you would with your manufacturing. You've got to anticipate and make sure that you get those requests in. If you want to be in a market in 1 month or 2 months, you've got to anticipate. The tax authorities will take time to go through all of the documents, and we have to submit all of those documents, and we've got to make sure we've got them all together. So we accompany you with that, and we give you the different turnaround times depending on the markets that you're going to go towards. Another question: what if I only need help getting VAT number, but not with inbound transport or vice versa? Okay, well, thank you for that. Yeah, it can be that you need one service before the other. So of course, there's no situation where you have to take the two together. Of course, you can talk to Avask in order to be ready for the logistics. So that discussion would be good to have it first of all, or you can talk with both of us at the same time. So, but again, as I said, getting a VAT number can take time. So it's good to anticipate that. And again, then work with Octopia and ourselves at the time that you need to, parallel or separately. Thank you for that question.
Oh, so this one's for me, I guess. Do we stock dangerous goods? We do. We can stock certain categories of what are called dangerous goods, provided the sellers provide their necessary safety instruction guidelines. So it's a paper that needs to be provided. And in any case, you do have a full guide on our support on our FAQ on our website, where we talk extensively about all categories of products and all the requirements for every category of product in terms of product sheets, safety warnings, labels, etc., in order to be able to stock them. So yes, but is the answer. Thank you.
Excellent. And what about alcohol? That's often raised. Sellers asking about alcohol. Do you handle
Yeah,
alcohol?
we do have. Well, we obviously in France
Based in
with
Bordeaux?
wine. Yeah, we're based in Bordeaux, so obviously we do have a warehouse for wine and alcoholic goods. So, yes. And there are restrictions to the international delivery, so it is a tricky category, but we do have a warehouse for this.
Excellent. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Let's see if we have any other questions coming in. Other than that, I'm looking at the time, just mindful also of the time. So unless we have other questions, I think I'll hand it to you, Claudia. Just a keynote for you. What would you like to sort of just mention here as a keynote before we finish, before we wrap up?
Thank you. Yes. Well, just to come back to our opening topic, which was cross-border commerce in Europe, I just wanted to emphasize the importance of this growing trend in Europe, that you cannot miss out on the opportunity to sell into new markets and to reach new customers if you want to expand your business. However, I think it's a tricky process in which you need to be guided by trusted partners such as Octopia Fulfillment and Avask. And we will help you overcome the challenges and the burdens that come with selling into new markets. So do not hesitate if you have any questions whatsoever about how to sell into the UK, or if you're based in France, how to sell in Spain, for example. We can help you with that. Also, if you're curious to compare your current offer that you have with your current logistics provider, we can just set up a call, no strings attached, and you can get more information about our offer, our prices, and what we could do for you. So do not hesitate to scan that code that you see here and fill out the form for more information. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. And I'd just like to finish with the keynote. Again, the importance of partnerships, because we see it daily with our clients. The better we're connected to the different providers, the better we can, see your business, moving fast. So it's a lot of work for both Claudia on her side, me on my side, to get these connections going with the partners. But the real advantage is so that when you need the services, when you need to be up and running, that we can actually make it happen for you. And we see with our sales team, it really does work. So again, a big thank you. I hope that many of you will find this webinar beneficial. You can contact us. We can share the slides. We can communicate with you, and we can organize some calls just to get some discussion going and see where you want to move and which markets are important for you. So again, a big thank you to everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
And we look forward to lots of good collaboration and lots of good work going forward with Octopia.
Yes, and thanks, Shauna, for making this webinar possible.
You're welcome. Very welcome. Goodbye, everyone.